Hey guys, I'm Matt from Pop Review the Movie Podcast, and I'm just a guy in front of a camera talking about movies. Today, we are talking about the crowd pleaser of 2023, Air. There's no other introduction. Let's talk about it. So how do I start with this movie? Like I said before in the beginning, it is a crowd pleaser. My theater was laughing. They were applauding. They had such an audible reaction to this movie, and like it made me love the movie more because like you're also like laughing, you're also like kind of like you want to applaud too, you want to applaud, but then someone else does, so you're like, okay, they're doing, you don't want to be that guy that applauds, but then someone else does, so you're like, okay, someone's taking care of it because you need to applaud in this scene. It is such a good movie. This movie is so good, and it's truly an ensemble movie. Everyone is so good. For me, there's no like people who are better than me. They're all even playing field. As I just like cover my face, I forget I'm on video sometimes. But everyone brought something to the table. Everyone elevated this movie, like every single person, and I think that's what makes a great movie when like just every element is adding and adding to the success of it and why it's so good. And it also continues the narrative of this movie that Ben Affleck is an amazing director, and he is. I'm like, the more I see of him, the more I'm enjoying his behind the scenes work, which you can't say for all actors who turn directors or actors who turn writers and stuff like that. You can't say that for everyone. And he's truly one of the ones that he's becoming a one that it's a Ben Affleck movie, so I have to see it based on him. And those are very few directors that you see that you have to see their movie because of that director. And and what he did so well is that he knew exactly what path to take this movie on, which he does for all his movies. He knows the right moves to bring it to the finish line with the best result. And some of the things he did, what that made this movie, that elevated this movie, I should say, is that one, he didn't show Michael Jordan at all. You see his like back and you hear his voice, stuff like that. But I think that was such a smart choice because I saw an interview with him, and he was like, once you cast an actor and you see that actor, you're taken out because it's such a big person they're playing. It's like when they do these huge biopics and like you're playing this legendary character, just like Michael Jordan. He's a huge like everybody knows Michael Jordan. So like even if you don't play basketball, even if you're 1 year old, everyone knows Michael Jordan. So it really was that like it's like when you cast like Michael Jackson, it has to be the perfect person. So instead of just trying to have the perfect person and like taking a chance, he didn't even do that. He was just he wasn't in the movie, but his presence was in the movie. And I think that's the way to go. That was such a smart choice because like you're at a handicap once you start to cast someone who's such a big character, like such a big person in real life to cast as a character in the movie. I think another thing he did so well is that, and I think it's a kind of I'm finding it to be a trademark in Ben Affleck movies. He has these like it's the movies are kind of like fast paced and gets the plot going, but then it kind of slows down. That's where you get like the big developments with these characters and where a lot of the revelations happen. And I think some of the people I went to the theater with were like, I don't know if they loved it. They were like, oh, I don't know how much I loved like fast, 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 slow, but I kind of liked that because it was like fast, 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 and then slow to kind of like really see what's going on, really see what's happening in the movie, and also kind of just like be able to process it and kind of take it in. Because sometimes with these fast movies, you can't take in everything. So he wanted you to get everything, and I did. So the one small issue I had with this movie was that I thought the script was a little safe. And I know there was like it was this person. It's his first. The guy who's credited as writer. It's like his first writing credit for a film. So that might have been why. He's still new. But I also do know I think Ben Affleck and Matt Damon went in and kind of tweaked it to their liking. I don't know if they rewrote it or just tweaked it. Who knows? But so it could have felt safe because there's still the remnants of the first guy. And I'm not saying it's a bad script. It's just like it just was a little. I feel they could have took a little more risks, gone into the more like Babylon, Wolf of Wall Street kind of like craziness of like what's going on in the movie. And I think then it also would have like helped with the slow moments too, that like I think people I saw in the theater with, they would have understood it more because like you if it's so crazy and it's going like you need the slowness, and like because their fastness wasn't as fast as it could have been like in Wolf of Wall Street and in like Babylon, stuff like that. So I think it could have been because, it had remnants of the first guys in there, and it's just he's new, he's still working out everything. I mean, obviously he's a great writer because the script is great, but I don't know how much Ben Affleck and Matt Damon took over for it, or because it's an 80s movie, they were trying to pay homage to 80 like the movies of that era, and and that could have been why it felt a little safer too, because they're trying to, the 80s movies were crowd pleasers and great movies, but like sometimes they didn't take the risks that movies would now. So, and I could be making this up all in my head. It's just these are like the kind of theories I had, but like it's such a nitpicky thing that like I want to see this movie again. So like obviously it didn't bother me. It just was one of the things where I'm like, I think like a little bit of tweaking to the script could have, and why Matt Damon and Ben Affleck could have been doing, and they just could only do so much. So I'm not knocking the guy who wrote it originally. Like I said, it's a great movie, so obviously he has chops. But when you do, I mean, if I was going into the film industry and writing my first thing, I'm not I'm not thinking it's gonna be a classic right off the bat. So that was like the small thing that I think that it could have been a little bit more punched up. But once again, like I said, I want to see this movie a couple more times because it's that good. And so obviously, the nitpicky things I have are literally just nitpicky. Like I can take that out of the equation, just really enjoy this movie still. And it's such a good movie. So good. And to be honest with you, I can't wait to see it again. And is there Oscar competition for this? To be honest with you, it's doing very well at the box office, so it has a fun narrative to play for Oscar season to be like, one of the popular movies that go in there. And it could be like the Top Gun Maverick of this year. Like the crowd pleaser that everyone's excited for. So we'll have to wait and see. I do see, I can definitely see Oscar contention. Do I see like definite things? No, but we'll have to see what the race looks like. I will say though, a movie about a shoe, on the edge of my seat, I knew it was gonna happen. Like I literally was like, I know there's the shoe. So obviously he picks Nike, and I'm still like, oh my god, like is it gonna happen? Isn't it gonna happen? And like, because of that and the way they made me feel for a movie about a shoe, I'm giving this movie a 9.5 out of 10. It is so good. I recommend it. Go see it again, and then go see it again. So good. Did you like Air? Are you excited for the next Matt Damon, Ben Affleck combo? Because I know I am. Do you think it has Oscar chances? What do you think of the box office success? Let me know down below in the comments. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Cheers.